So recently I've been playing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and I've been thinking like, how many Pokemon are there actually out there? Turns out there are 721 different Pokemon at the time of this recording. That is absolutely insane, the membrane. But then that got me thinking, every single one of those Pokemon had to be pitched to someone at Nintendo like, hey, we've got this new Pokemon design, what do you think? And they've gone, yes, that's a good idea, let's make that a Pokemon. But something that's super creepy and something that I've never really thought about, there has to be Pokemon that have been pitched to Pokemon and pitched to Nintendo, and they've never made them. Like, they've pitched it and they've gone, what? What are you talking about? Take that back to the drawing board and show me again. Well, I thought, you know what? It is my time to shine. It is Ando's researching knowledgeable, aka gone to Wikipedia for a while and seen a few designs, but I thought this would be a really cool top 10. The top 10 coolest Pokemon that got rejected and were never made as Pokemon. This is going to be a sweet list. Although there's not much information about them, it's still a pretty cool thing, like seeing Pokemon that were never made. So without further ado, let's do it. So coming in here at number 10 is actually a Pokemon that is already established one, Girafarig. And I know you're thinking, Ando, that's a Pokemon, what's so special about that? Okay, before Girafarig actually came to his actual final form, there was a pre-one, one that was pitched and they were so confident about it. It had two different heads. As you can see right here, it looks pretty baller. It looks pretty cool. Why did it get rejected? And I know what you're thinking, Ando, that kind of looks like a banana split. I could not agree more, but that's not the reason it got rejected. It was thought to be it too resembled the similar show on Nickelodeon, I'm pretty sure, Cat Dog. And it was thought Pokemon Nintendo thought they wanted a different path going down like other sort of Pokemon routes and popular cartoons at the time. But that is sick. A two-headed Girafarig I reckon would have been so baller. Alright, so coming in here at the number 9 spot is actually a Pokemon that is so crazy alpha, it's ridiculous. So the way that this guy was found, someone got a hold of the alpha version of the Pokemon Gold and Silver demo. Think about that for a bit. The alpha of the demo. You know how early on phase that would have to be, so that's crazy enough. But the guy was playing it right. He went through the Pokedex, and then he found a log. Pokemon number 212. It was this guy right here. Karusu. Now when he found Karusu, he sort of went a bit more in depth and tried to get into the coding of the game, and it turns out he knew 3 different moves. That's 3. Growl, Water Gun, and Tackle. Now these are actually moves that a lot of starter Pokemon usually know if you're water type, so it sort of raised the question, what could it be? The numbers didn't really line up, but that was pretty interesting. But yeah, pretty much knowing you if that was going to be a pre-evolved form for Seal or going to be an inspired version of Sphere. You can leave a comment in the comment section below, but I think that's pretty cool. But Pokemon have never commented on it, so that's a Pokemon that was supposed to exist but never did, but it got through to the game, which is crazy. So exactly the same as Karusu here, we've actually got another Pokemon that's found in the Pokedex, except this one right here has been directly confirmed to be Teddiursa's pre-thing. Like, this was what was Teddiursa going to be until they actually made Teddiursa. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, his name here, I'm going to try my best Japanese. Don't slay me in the comments, I'm going to give it a go. Honoguma, I'm pretty sure. So Honoguma actually translates to be a flame bear. Hold the phone. Does that mean Teddiursa was meant to originally be a fire-type Pokemon? Apparently it's meant to be a flame bear Pokemon, and then they sort of went with the more Teddiursa thing because they liked it a bit more. But that is crazy. Could you imagine? This guy looks so cool. He looks super cute as well, so oh my gosh. I'm sort of like kind of depressed that's not in the game because I reckon this is one of the ones that I would love to play as, and I think evolved forms of this guy would be even cooler. So coming in here at number 7 is actually a Pokemon that never even got a name. We're talking Alpha, Beta, Alpha. Like, this is stuff that I think literally the picture got pitched and they didn't even come up with a name, didn't even get that far. But the picture is there. It's this guy right here, aka Unknown Pokemon of the South. So obviously straight off the bat you can tell that this is the Pokemon they pitched trying to get as Hitmontop. So later this would actually become the famous Hitmontop that everyone knows and loves. But this is what it's meant to be. This was the original design. But on the same token, a lot of Pokemon theorists have sort of thought, maybe, just maybe, they lied, and that was actually meant to be a Clefairy or Clefable sort of design, maybe a pre-evolution. That's pretty great. I reckon that's pretty cool. And I think the more and more that I actually look at design, the more and more I can see that actually happening. What do you guys think? Leave a comment in the comment section below. That's interesting. Holy flippin' moly guys, hold your flippin' pants on, because this one gets even more alpha than the one we were talking about before. We know nothing, literally absolutely nothing about this guy, except for the picture. Now I know what you're thinking, Ando, why are you going to showing us a picture? Why does this even deserve to be on the top 10 list? It's because of the reason that it was rejected. Apparently, they pitched this to Pokemon, and they thought it looked too much like a Squirtle Blastoise evolution, so it got scrapped. But then, I'm talking years later, apparently this thing got dug up, like, apparently they keep a stack of unused Pokemon. They took it out, they pitched it back to Pokemon, the same sort of thing, and they said, okay, we'll prove it, if you make it less like Blastoise and like a Squirtle evolution, And that's where Tortuga came from. Tortuga, Squirtle, Blastoise, Evolute, what the flip? And to be honest with you guys, I cannot see the Squirtle Blastoise resemblance at all, but apparently that's a thing. Looks pretty cool. So coming in here at number 5, it's actually a Pokemon that I think everyone knows, it's Chikorita. Now what's interesting is the version that they pitched him was actually, boom, the version of Chikorita without arms or legs. Yeah, as you can tell, this is probably the most spot-on design as far as like the final product goes. It's literally just Chikorita without arms or legs. For the longest time, while this was actually being considered, the name wasn't actually Chikorita, it was Happa, aka Leaf. So apparently in Japanese, my name would be Unlisted Happa. Sweet! Learning things on Unlisted Leaf now, haha. Okay, so this actually might be a wild card here, but I reckon this design actually looks so much like the Digimon in Digimon the movie. Does anyone else remember that movie, and anyone else remember the Pacific Digimon here? They look so much the same. I think it's probably one of the reasons it got rejected, but that is epic. I love Digimon, love Pokemon, I thought that was a pretty cool resemblance, but I think they did the right decision in getting like the other Chikorita, because this one, it looks like a Digimon. So here in the number 4 spot is a Pokemon that is quite brutal looking and quite mean. It's Booker. So you pout the lips, and then take the selfie. Oh, sorry, we're recording. He's doing the duck face for Instagram. Booker right here is actually Quillfish's pre-form, what they thought he was going to be. But when they pitched it to Pokemon, apparently they hated the tail. They wanted a much more bigger scale tail. They thought that would be too hard to program. Which kind of blows my mind, because I guess now programming's a lot easier, but apparently back then a small tail of that scale with a, see what I did there? Fish scales? Besides the actual tiny tail, he's actually got a brand new colour. Instead of being dark and light green, he's actually completely blue. I'm super interested to see what you guys think. Do you like the blue or do you like the green? I think the green does offset the ocean background a lot more, but blue would be interesting to see. Now we're pretty much getting to the super saucy side of this list right here. It's pretty crazy. We're talking the first ever thought of fusion Pokemon. So as you guys know, there's a lot of talk about fusion Pokemon with Pokemon Z coming up, how Yveltal and Xerneas have to go into the 50% form to make the 100% form monster. Okay, so hold your fedoras on guys, this is gonna get pretty wild. So apparently, when they saw the design for Suicune, when they saw the design for Raikou, someone pitched the idea of forming it together. Now, Pokemon approved this, they're like, great, this is a fantastic idea. Go make it. And then we got this, a fully coloured in, perfectly computer generated thing. This was meant to be. So as much as I sort of researched this, I couldn't find out why they actually scrapped it, so I'm not quite sure. But it got to this stage right here, and isn't that the coolest thing ever? So hopefully maybe, this is a pretty crazy theory, maybe in Pokemon Z, this might show up somewhere. Maybe future Pokemon, if they start to be a thing, this could be maybe they stored it away and they're gonna bring it back. But who is in love with their design? I think it is so cool, I think it's perfect, I love Suicune, and that just looks so baller. Okay guys, I'm gonna give you a serious warning right now. If you can't handle the following facts, it may blow your mind so bad, you have to take the rest of the year off school. So I'm gonna warn you, shut the video off right now if you can't handle this. But, apparently, before they made Latios Latias, and before they made Blaziken, they made a Pokemon. Someone sketched a design of a Blaziken crossed with a Latios Latias, but it wasn't that named as that so far, it was just this Pokemon right here. I'm gonna show you the picture, but you gotta promise me you're not gonna pass out or have 911 on speed dial. Bam! Seriously, don't even know where to start with this, so I'm just gonna go from head to toe. First of all, there's an unknown trainer on top. That trainer was never released, so that's an alpha trainer with no idea what he's or she's doing there. It's just a trainer on top of a flying Blaziken. Apparently when they pitched it, Pokemon's like, you know what, separate the wings, separate the Blaziken, and we'll make 2 separate Pokemon. But man, think of it just shows how different the game could be. Uno people, we're on Uno! Okay, so coming into the number 1 spot is actually something that I think is so cool and something so mind-blowing that I have to show you guys the actual images, otherwise you're not going to believe me, but get this. Back in 2005, a highly respected Japanese magazine thought, you know what, let's do an April Fool's Day prank, and as an April Fool's Day prank, we're going to pretend that the game Hey You Pikachu on Nintendo 64 is coming out on Nintendo DS. So they faked this whole thing, you know, they did all the images from the 64, and then they made one up. They're like, look at this funny blue line, let's chuck it in there. Now, before you say anything, everyone freaked out. They're like, that is the most incredible Pokemon ever. At the time, no one really knew what it was. But then Pokemon gave them a phone call that night. They're like, hey guys, we know it's an April Fool's Day prank, but we want that design. They took that design right. They rejected most of it, so that's sort of the pre-alpha you're looking at right now. And then they formed it. They crafted it into a Shinx. I am not kidding you right now. An April Fool's Day prank over in Japan is what led to the creation of the popular Pokemon known as Shinx. And with the absolute flippin' bombshell, guys, I'm gonna end the episode right here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I know it's a bit different than my usual videos, but I love making these top 10s. And if you guys do love them, definitely let me know in the comment section below if you want to see another one of those. Oh, okay, I need to take a rest because that was just too much for me. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, but most of all, next guys, we do have a fantastic day. But most of all, you gotta keep on gaming. See you then, guys. Whoosh.